Sprinting to the future of law. Who am I, human or machine? Synchronizing with cyborgs. Part 4. Legal issues.
In the previous part of this issue, we talked about various uses of cyborgs in different industries. Now, let's look at various considerations from the legal, regulatory, tax, and intellectual property viewpoints. First of all, cyborgs involve augmentation of human body. So, the underlying technologies are likely to be classified as medical devices under Drugs and Cosmetics Act in India and subject to clinical trials prior to their public use. As mentioned in Part 2, India offers a large size of and wide variation in the available pool of patients for conducting clinical trials. Another important aspect is liability. Just like any other technologies, cyborgs are likely to malfunction. Liabilities and compensation in the cases of accidents involving cyborgs fall in the gray areas of law and need special legal treatment. Stakeholders for potential liability would include healthcare provider, technology manufacturer, owner of the cyborg, or all of them. Their role and responsibilities would have to be clearly documented in risk disclosures as well as future laws. Another aspect to consider is also medical malpractice of using cyborg technologies when they are not needed. Data privacy is also another important consideration with cyborgs because cyborgs collect and process vast amount of personal data, including health data. While such data is expected to be used for functioning of the cyborg, they can also lead to data mining and data exploitation by people who have access to the data. Consent would be needed, and consent requirement should include the scope of processing personal data by cyborg and data sharing and ownership. In India, Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 DPDPA will regulate the operations performed on digital personal data, including their collection, recording, organization, structuring, notice and consent requirement, safeguarding, cross-border transfer restriction, etc. Another privacy concern with cyborg is the possibility of mass surveillance by cyborgs themselves. Like information technology of other types, many types of cyborgs face cybersecurity risk and could be vulnerable to cyber attacks. Laws related to cybersecurity and data breaches may need to be adopted to cover this type of new risk. The Indian cybersecurity laws prescribe certain categories of cybersecurity incidents which must be mandatorily reported within a prescribed timeline. It may not occur to us intuitively, but cyborgs also involve tax consideration. As of now, no law in India recognizes artificial intelligent entities to be persons. Hence, it is not clear how income derived by such entities will be taxed. It may be argued that the income which is earned by the cyborg should be taxed in the hands of the programmer, user, owner, who eventually realizes that income. Another tax issue is permanent establishment, or PE for short. Generally, a PE is constituted in India when a non-resident carries on business in India either through a fixed place of business or through employees or dependent agents who are carrying on certain activities on behalf of the non-resident. This situation gets complicated when a non-resident provides services in India using cyborgs situated in India. Questions may arise as to whether it would constitute a PE for the non-resident in India. Further, even if the cyborg is not situated in India, it may constitute a PE in India if the internet connectivity of the cyborg is directly linked to a server located in India. However, the jurisprudence on this issue is still evolving. Intellectual property issues with cyborgs can be even more complicated. First, the IP rights of the technology creator and the rights of individuals who have cyborg enhancement would have to be balanced. When a cyborg produces a piece of work such as literary, dramatic, musical, artistic, cinematographic film, sound recording, etc., who would get the patent or intellectual property? It is unclear who will be the author and owner of such work under Indian Copyright Act of 1957. If cyborgs are considered machines, they may not be recognized as authors, hence ownership from an Indian copyright law perspective. In the next issue, we will discuss some ethical issues with cyborgs.